What up, y'all? It is that time. Well, I mean, y'all don't know it's that time, but it's Sunday, and we do an episode 3 of the McMahon documentary. We're watching it all together, so get your Netflix together, and we'll be right back.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
What up, y'all? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We are doing the McMahon Watch Along. Episode 1 and 2 was interesting. I can only imagine what episode 3 is. I'm so glad I'm not doing it alone. The queen of PR herself, Courtney Rice, in the building. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been an eventful Sunday with football, but I'm excited to dive into this episode because if you thought episode 2 was crazy,
good Lord.
Episode 3 is going to be an interesting one.
All right. Well, we also have Miss Honey with the Honey Pot predictions. Are you predicting that's going to be a situation today too, Honey?
I absolutely predict a lot of situations today for sure. I mean, there's only so much that can be told just from one word, and that is screw job. So can't wait to get into it.
Producer Dylan, you're supposed to watch. You're supposed to be keeping along with us. You had a whole 24 hours to watch episode 2. I'm just joking. Welcome, our producer Dylan, all the way from I want to say A-Town down, but Australia. With us today.
A-Town down under.
I saw the reference you did there. I saw the reference.
We're not alone. He's getting ready to pound the streets. Not said he said, but the councilman.
Yeah, we're getting it started. I love it. I'm here for it.
We got to drop that says that just to piss him off. I'm gonna get somebody to say.
Let's get this episode 3 together. I don't even know. We did an extensive recap yesterday for episode 2. Our producer's asking, "What are you doing, Councilman?"
I'm clearly doing my hair, Dylan.
I mean, he might not know. I mean, he doesn't have locks. Just saying.
Clearly, I'm fidgeting with my hair. Clearly, I'm out here getting myself ready.
It's the nightly routine,
It's the nightly routine. That's a long nightly routine, boy. I'll tell you what.
Yes, it
is. But we're gonna hit episode 3, Mr. McMahon. Episode 3, the screw job. I've been reading a lot of comments on social media. It's kind of like what you were saying, Honey, that it's definitely and almost not defending Vince, but agreeing with it. Like, you're not telling the full story. It's kind of leading towards a certain direction, which might or has been getting more views, but we'll see the analytics and all that stuff. But Courtney and Honey, Will, have you watched episode 3 yet, or are you flying blind as well? Okay,
flying blind as well.
Oh goodness! All right, I don't
can't
know
wait.
Prepare ourselves. All right, y'all.
This is what I've been waiting.
You've been waiting. I don't know. I was kind of. What up, Bosa, in the chat as well. So for you guys who are joining us, we've been watching the McMahon documentary, or not documentary, the McMahon Netflix special together for this is our 3rd day. So for your folks who have Netflix, go to your Netflix, hit episode 3, and we're gonna watch it and react to it. So here we go in 3, 2, 1.
Wendy Richter.
Mm-hmm. He said a problem. Woo. So, FYI, Honey and Courtney, when they talk screw job, it's just other screw jobs, or this is an original screw job. Honey, you're muted.
This is definitely more than we know the classic. Yeah,
Multiple screw jobs.
there's quite a few. Oh God, this was so awful. I felt so bad for Wendy when this happened.
Yeah, Wendy.
And they had a dark side of the ring about this because they talked about this on Moolah's Dark Side of the Ring.
Yep.
And how she completely screwed her. And it's like, how do you not know it's that old lady in that suit?
That's crazy.
It is.
So bad. And her shoulders were off the mat. That's even worse. That's just as bad as the other screw job, the Montreal.
And also, you could tell Vince was not very highly when it came to women's wrestling because it felt like he did not know what to do with the women, or he did not have somebody that specifically worked with them.
Yeah, clearly he just said, I didn't really care, and life's not fair sometimes, and I don't fight fair.
Yep.
Only a businessman would say. Like, spoken like a businessman, a bad one. Maybe not a bad one, but, you know, a careless one.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, so that was the first screw job.
Yeah, and I think it sucks that
within 2 minutes of episode 3.
Yeah, like let's going right in for the kill, man. Just ripping that Band-Aid off.
Right
and the fact that it happened in the fact that it happened in a women's match, and Wendy Richter was so known, especially with her moment with Cyndi
So wait,
Lauper.
let's pause it. Let's pause it for a second and talk about Wendy, because I don't know if they're going to move on to something else. So what were you saying, honey?
I was saying that it sucks that it happened to someone like Wendy Richter, because she's somebody who could at that time that could have definitely elevated the women's division in a better way. And she was actually a really great wrestler. She was an awesome superstar. She had that look to her, and she had great promo work. I'm not sure why she was the victim of a screw job when she had the opportunity to become the face of a women's division in the 80s.
Right.
And it's like after that moment, she kind of like just disappeared into the shadows, and it was just messed up. And you could have had a chance to have a women's evolution even then.
Right.
You know,
I
and
wonder
who knows what the 90s would have looked like if that screw job didn't happen to her.
Vince said before he alluded to the screw job that she was a problem, but he never went into details as far as what problem she was. Like, was she, a locker room problem, or, was it she wanted money, or he never.
As opposed to a problem like Moolah and what she was doing, like it couldn't have been worse than that. It's no shade.
Right. But he never said.
He doesn't go into a lot of details about specific things, which I really know. If you notice in the last 2 episodes, he doesn't dive into it. He's just like, oh, whatever, I'll just move on to the next thing.
Which is crazy as the producer or interviewer for that thing. Like, why didn't you ask, or did they ask and he just again, like we referenced, if you watched yesterday's episode of our watch along in our post show, it was just kind of like, with this process, there's 6 episodes, but there's probably 10 to 15 episodes worth of content, I'm willing to bet, maybe even more. So I'm wondering if like they asked them questions and then he just did not answer them. But all right, let's hit this play button. Ready?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, isn't that the whole point of a documentary, to answer questions?
Answer all the questions and be vulnerable.
3, 2, and 1.
What's our timestamp? Just curious.
I got 50 minutes and 27 seconds remaining.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, yeah,
we're
around the
behind
same.
You guys.
Yeah, we're around the same.
Yeah, right in the steroid trial.
Now talking about the steroid trial.
So snitch ass.
I forgot how Slim Hogan was when he was WCW. I felt like Hogan slimmed down a lot, especially when he got the
No, he
WCW.
did. No, when he started doing movies, he cut a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But you said you never applied the steroids.
And it was his choice.
Interesting.
He didn't say what Hogan didn't say what they wanted him to say.
Mm-hmm.
I give him that, but he's still a snitch.
Oh.
He did not comply.
No, he told the truth.
Yeah, they wanted. Yeah, it almost seems like they were trying to push Hogan really against Vince to say that he did.
I mean, look what Tom Adler just said. I was taking roids before I got to Vince.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tony Adler must be protected at all costs, man.
Brett.
Even Brett was like, "Nah, I did it. I did
And
it."
Brett ain't got no reason to lie.
Mm-hmm.
My God, Rick Rude. Look at those tights.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet, Vince. Waiting for that verdict. We're still waiting for that. We're still waiting for the recent verdict. Dylan.
Oh my God.
I mean,
well, there's nothing to
Councilman
make
did
him
say shout out to his
guilty
makeup
of.
It shouldn't have even gone to trial. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, like what you was aiming for, that's where you messed up. Like you wanted him to take the fall for this drug.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, bro, this is way bigger than him. And as far as like the steroids go.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Wow.
Can't believe it.
He didn't learn anything except for the fact that he from his words, he said that people in the government suck. Yo, Vince didn't give two shits, yo. As soon as that verdict came out, he was already thinking about the next show, I'm sure.
Oh, he was thinking about the next show before the verdict.
This is what messed me further know. Whatever stories he didn't tell must have been some crazy ass shit. Him to be like, oh, this wasn't nothing, man. I didn't learn shit from this. So what happened that you did learn something?
Right. Imagine having to figure out how to bounce back from all of that.
Yeah, that's like
how do you
like
what do you do to go back to work? Like there was no more selling out as much as it was before.
Lex Luger. Lex Luger.
He thought it would be Lex Luger, but Lex Luger was kind of like dry. No offense.
Yeah.
He was a stud, but he
was too busy getting Miss Elizabeth killed.
Wow. Let's pause it for 1 second. Let's pause it for 1 second. So it's really interesting with this because there was a podcaster who said this, because I recently watched all the AEW or A&E, biographies kind of back to back. Like I've watched them throughout the years, but I kind of went through a deep dive. And this is what it seems like it is. It's just playing back whatever, because the footage is the same. It's been talked about in different ways. And it's not like one of those, somebody's talking about it and now it's coming to light. Like A&E have done documentaries based on different people, and you can kind of piece all this together. Right. Now that it's kind of playing out in this timeline thus far, are you guys liking that this information and now you could put it on timeline, or are you just kind of like, this is a waste of time and they should have?
No, I like that it has like pieces where I'm like, oh, like I said last time, like I didn't know this happened before this happened. Like it's cool to see like what the chronological order is, but to that same thing, it's like I'm not learning about Vince McMahon. I'm learning about the eras in WWE, and we now get a chance to ask Vince about these certain things. Right. So this still isn't about him. It's about the company.
All right, just seeing where everybody's at with this. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1.
Fred.
Dylan, how are you watching episode 2 while we're watching episode 3?
And then he was asking, are y'all at the press conference with Hulk and Andre? I was like, what?
Oh, Razor Ramon and Diesel. Honey, you're on mute.
Yeah, you're mute.
Who's muting me? Trying to silence me out here. I will not be silenced. But I was saying, like, that commercial of Brett took me back. Like, I almost teared. Like, I remember seeing that, and I was just like, yo, that's my guy. That was my guy. Like, it was difficult because it was like Brett and Sean came up around the same time, and now they were both like neck and neck.
All right, producer Dylan.
Just watch 3. It's not like you're missing. Just watch 3 with us.
He's like, I'm gonna have my own show.
He's a whole day ahead of us, and then a whole episode behind us.
I know.
Like you don't have to watch episode 2 to watch 3.
This is true.
That is, yeah, and a lot of it is stuff you've already seen.
Yeah.
Look at that jacket. My God.
Oh my goodness. Owen. Him and Owen.
What does that mean? Very interesting family? What does that mean?
That family was wow. Stu Hart was
the whole Hart family was.
My man said he didn't have that much charisma.
I'm not, I knew you were going to say something about that.
Oh, you knew I couldn't wait for this.
This is, I can't
be a little,
when we get to the
ahead.
When we get to the screw job that happens, I'm like the other screw job, the Montreal one, I'm going to have some words.
I think
I'm saying, does it not scream transitional face? Not like we're betting on you, Brett. It's like, no, just hold it down until we get our money straight. That does sound like a lot of confidence.
Oh God, Eric Bischoff.
The bitch.
Bro.
Ted Turner.
I wonder why they didn't have. He's still alive, right, Ted Turner?
Yeah, but he has the condition. I actually Googled him yesterday. There's some kind of brain issue that he has and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
That was another reason why he retired and you haven't seen him in a while.
Okay.
But he was just diagnosed with some kind of thing.
You hit the jackpot, Eric Bischoff. 2 hours on Monday night.
2 hours.
Oh my God, Monday night, WCW Monday Nitro.
The Monday Night Wars begins.
Bro. And yeah, the Hart family was always a very interesting family. Stu Hart was nothing to mess around with.
Yeah,
he was in their documentary, Brett talks about how he wanted to train, and he was like, if you do this, there's no not if you do this, there's no going back. But he would tell the mother, whatever you hear downstairs in the dungeon, you're not allowed to go down there. I don't care what you hear. So can you imagine that as a mother wanting to, your first instinct is to protect your child, but they wanted to be in the business.
Right.
That's crazy. If you survive
that. Whoa. Pause this. Whoa. Whoa.
What?
So I always remember seeing this and it being like a big deal. Lex walked out, but I never knew why it was such a big deal. He was there. I did not know this dude literally did a WWE match the night before and was on here the next night.
Yeah, he was technically he was technically the first one to pull that off before Nash and Hall.
Yep.
Wow. Yo. Yeah, I see why Vince was upset.
Yeah, but didn't he? I mean, it's kind of one of those things like when he got people from the territories, that's essentially what he did.
Yeah, but no, this is a fact of why wouldn't you think to do contract? Same thing with Hope. Why would you not make a non-compete clause? Why are you having someone there without a contract?
Ego.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you don't know. There was somebody who told me rules don't get made until something happens. So it's just kind of after all this happened, I guarantee he started making contracts and non-negotiables and stuff like that. But you wouldn't necessarily know because you had the funds and you were on top for so long that you wouldn't think, okay, well, why would they leave me? So
yeah. That's why I say that's a hard. I see why he upset, but upset at himself, not at Lex. You got to be upset with yourself that you let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
What's the time? What's y'all time stamp again? I just want to make sure we're
I got 39:53 remaining.
39:48 for me.
Oh, me too, Courtney. Work.
Okay. Right. There you go. East Coast versus West Coast. Gang. Ready? Here we go.
Oh, man. We're not gonna do that now. That's already been done.
It's been done
in a peaceful way.
Yes.
Yes. In a very peaceful.
Yeah, we trying to bring them together like Kendrick,
Yep.
Here we go. 3, 2, and 1.
What are you doing here, Luger?
That mullet is not it.
Lex Luger just didn't have it. I'm sorry. He had the body for it, but it's just yo, you ain't it, dog.
He wasn't. Like I said, he was a stud, but it didn't hit. It didn't fit the bill.
He didn't know.
Yeah, bro. But she should have thought about that after WrestleMania 1.
It just became a new thing. Like it just became the thing for WWE stars to all of a sudden show up to WCW because they had their better offers. Look, Mongo McMichael. Holy cow. Bischoff knew what he was doing though.
Yeah.
He's like, he's like, oh, they pre-taped this shit? All right, we going live. They got these fake characters. All right, I'm gonna put more realism into it. And then Vince flipped it on him in the 90s. Flipped that shit.
Flipped it. Flipped the script.
I forget how long it was, but it was like what during the Monday Night Wars they won like they won in the ratings for like 84 weeks or some shit like that.
Like
I think 83,
83
right?
weeks. That's the name of Bischoff's podcast.
I'm about to say, yeah.
He's I don't know. I want to know. Well, I wonder if he says it here, but I don't know. I don't remember if he says it here, but I wonder if he actually ever watched when Vince showed up on both networks at the same time, like ever in his life.
I'm sure he talked about it.
Nitro was the shit, though. I'm not gonna lie, man. Nitro was the shit for a while. Like I love watching Nitro. Like I was definitely flipping back and forth that CH button on the red and black cable box when it had red lettering or numbers on it.
Damn, that was brilliant though.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels just beat the big guy with a super kick, like. I bet it did, yo. That's fighting words right there.
Constantly giving away when remember when they gave away Mick Foley winning the championship?
God.
They were like,
we all tuned in though. We all tuned in when that happened.
Yeah,
we wasn't missing that.
I watched that
Tony
live.
Schiavone made it like Tony Schiavone made like a remark about it, and then everybody flipped to Raw.
Yep. Councilman gonna turn off the camera, but not the sound. It's giving Lil Wayne on the track about to on the track.
Yeah. Wheezy. You can't see it. So loophole wise, you don't know what's happening.
They didn't see it, you didn't do it.
No face, no case, right?
Oh, Medusa.
Medusa.
Yo, that's wild.
Classic moment. I saw that live and I was just like,
I did too. I was like,
Dad, what's happening?
Even during that time, I was like, so wait, does Vince own WCW too? And then that's when you found out, like, oh, y'all at war.
Yeah. That was definitely the first moment that would initiate that, I think.
Yeah.
Like it didn't start with like Lex Luger. Like she took a shot. She took the women's title that she won over there and dumped it in the trash on WCW TV. That's crazy. He's laughing at the skits they were doing. He's like, "Ha, that's supposed to be me."
Ted Turner. Yeah, Ted Turner.
Ted Turner was he's a little strange to me.
Oh, she was the founder of USA Network. Damn.
Right. Look at that table. Look at Clinton.
Ooh, Bill Clinton.
Oh no.
Not lithium.
No.
Damn.
so full of shit, yo. Like, why can't you just be that ass? Like, I understand his business, but why can't you just let him, like, tell him?
Just say it. Like, just
own it.
That's what both of them said too.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash straight out said it many times. He's like, the money. The money.
And I always say it like, yo, if you can meet it, I'll stay. Like if you can match it, then I will stay, Vince. If you can get close to it, I will stay. They both said that.
Yeah.
Here we go. Click time.
Click.
Yeah.
The original Too Sweet. It's no shade. They were doing.
Ain't no shade involved in that. They the originals.
They were together before that Too Sweet shit happened. They just ran with it.
Oh yes, 1996, Madison Square Garden.
I want to know the person who had this video. Like, do they get royalties?
He actually talks about it. He doesn't talk about the royalties, but I think he talks about it in the A&E documentary. They actually found him and they interviewed him.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
But he probably gets for using his in a documentary like this and other things. He most likely gets money.
No, he gets residuals, and then like you look at it in the credits, they'll have his name of stuff that was for people that contributed to give credit.
So that blurry video is probably get him at least a check to cover his rent.
Yep.
Lucky bastard.
Lucky.
Are you asking about the video observing stuff?
Right. I feel you, Cody. It was cool for us. That was a moment.
That was a monumental moment.
But the old school guys,
the old school guys. You know what though? Can we pause it real quick?
Wait, real quick on what Undertaker says.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Period. Okay. Legend spoke. When Undertaker speaks, you listen.
Observing stuff. It's on the A&E documentary. I believe it's the NWA. They interviewed the guy, but it's on A&E for sure because I saw it like a couple months ago.
Here's the only thing I would have said that could have worked, that they could have done a little bit better with it. They still could have came out, kind of kept kayfabe, and then did like shook hands first. Like still come out like y'all rivals, but it's like, yo, hey, respect. I'll give you this respect. And then send them on. But for y'all to come in there like y'all friends, it's like
after beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, I was like, there's another way you could have played it where y'all got best of both. Like where, okay, you protecting the kayfabe, but also at the same time you still get to say goodbye to your friends. It's like, yo, hit them with the handshake, do like this and stuff like that, and then wish them the best. And it's like, yo, there you go. Y'all not breaking it.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But here's a question. If you were in a similar situation, meaning that, you know, you didn't necessarily have a beef with that company, but like you wanted to stay with the company, but they just didn't want to give you the money, right? Or put it, there's an apartment you're at, right? You're at an apartment, you want to stay there, but they're raising the rent. Are you going to do the extra clean to make sure that apartments, or you're just like, nah, I did my best and I'm out? You're not going to think of that next level. I feel like they were just like, I wanted to be here, but you guys didn't want to pay me.
Well, from those two standpoints, yes. But the two people that broke it in particular is Shawn and Triple H. Because Shawn came to Vince and asked him, could we do something for them? So the two of you, Shawn and Triple H, you had a responsibility to where you could have taken that route. To come, hey, I'm going to shake your hand. Now, what Kevin and Scott decided to do, yes, that's on them. But I don't think they'd have had no problem still doing that. And like, okay, because they old school as well. It's like, yeah, okay, so we'll keep the kayfabe going.
Right.
And just shake hands, do the hand raise, then we could do the hug. So it looks like, yo, bitter rivals showing their respect to each other before they go off into the sunset. And that's how it could have been played off.
Well, clearly Shawn had no responsibility taken after the results
Yes.
of this.
Because we know what
There's
happens
only
next.
one
We knew
person
it happened.
who had to eat shit and take
Yeah.
the worst part.
So what's funny about it is then, so really, Triple H is responsible for Stone Cold Steve Austin and not Bret.
Well,
Because if he never did that, he would have won King of the Ring and did not. And
he was supposed to win King of the Ring.
And who won King of the Ring? And who gave the most still used phrase in WWE? Austin 316 was born because Triple H decided to break kayfabe.
Stone Cold came in and was like, "I'm here because you can't do your job."
Yeah.
He pulled the Cena on him, but man, listen.
I'll try to be a little cautious.
That mixed with the screw job is what caved Bret in, like, out for the most part. Because after that and the screw job, they wrote Bret off in the worst way and put him in like the worst storylines. Like, he was always getting shitted on by DX and whatever.
And I'm reserving my comments till the end of this because I have something to say on this and Wendy. But I'm gonna be tasteful. I'm not gonna shit on Bret because I know that's your hero. You my tag team partner. But
one of them, he was one of them.
I got something to say if he's gonna say it on here because I've seen what happened with the screw. I just want to see if he's gonna still say it again.
I'm sure his story's not gonna change.
No,
I doubt it. That's what I was getting.
All right, y'all ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm at 31-27. Where y'all at?
31-24. 3 seconds.
31-32.
31-25.
There we go.
Okay, we go.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1.
Undertaker didn't like it though.
Nope.
Oh no, of course not. Man, been giving out the longest kayfabe in history.
Facts. Speak on it, Paul. Kayfabe. Classy Freddie Blassie. Peter Maivia. Hi, Chief. Razor, yeah. He was fun. Rest in peace, legend.
Yeah, man.
His story was so sad. His A&E was so sad.
Yeah. So sad.
I'm glad they got to get him in the Hall of Fame though before he passed.
Oh yeah, and he had such a great finish to his speech too.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Undertaker.
Yo, his makeup though, the little thing like right above his eyebrows. I'm like, yo, I see what you did there.
He never broke, man. He really didn't. He never sold that he was injured all those times. That man had degree burns on his chest. You remember when he almost got burnt? Bro.
It's so crazy. He's the reason we have the people's elbow. That's still wild to me. That's so wild to me. Y'all know about that, right?
Know about what?
The people's elbow?
What about it?
Oh, pause it. So y'all know why The Rock came up with the people's elbow, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a rib on Hulk Hogan.
No, it was to make Undertaker break character.
Crack. Yes.
Yeah, everybody was trying to get him to crack. And so he created that move to make Undertaker laugh his ass off. And it stuck. And I'm like, yo, it just blows my mind that. So one of your signatures, this is why they say The Rock probably has to be the best comedic wrestling character of all time. Like this dude is like by far probably like the Richard Pryor of WWE because of all of the funny ways that this man did stuff.
I mean, yeah, I would have to say that he broke a lot of people, but Undertaker. The only time where I saw Undertaker literally almost break, Taker Rooney trying to get Taker Rooney. Only other time, but there was another time where he mentioned it, and Stone Cold talked about it too. He was like they were in Kuwait or something like that, and they had a battle royal or something, and Undertaker was in the ring. And he had his hair over his face and he just flipped his head back and gave him those like mean eyes, and Stone Cold like just burst into laughter and he almost broke and covered his face. He said that's the only other time where I almost got Taker, but nobody saw it but me and him, and Taker almost laughed his ass off because of how hard Stone Cold was laughing.
This is why Taker is in the Mount Rushmore, and ain't no discussion about it. No discussion about it.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm at 29 minutes remaining.
29:03.
28:48.
Yep, 28:57.
Here we go. 3, 2, and 1.
Oh, there were some repercussions, really, Vince? Some?
No.
That's right, because Sean was leaving because he was giving McMahon shit, and McMahon was tired of his shit. McMahon paid Sean to be gone for like a year.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Sean just had his feet up at home for like a whole year, like, okay.
Yeah.
Yo, and that's crazy for him to be told that. To be told that, and the conversations you had to have with your father and how he wouldn't budge about change.
Your father-in-law, yeah.
Well, no, I'm talking about from Vince to his father.
From Vince. Yeah. You're gonna have to eat shit and like the taste of it. That sounds like a Vince quote. Oh my god. I just love seeing these clips over. They just make me smile because I remember seeing this shit live and I'm like, wait a minute, why the hell is Razor Ramon on what's happening right now?
With the Canadian tuxedo.
That's what I was looking at. I was like, he got a whole jean suit on.
You know who I am, but
I'm on commercial. Wait a minute. I'm on commercial. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
You know, I got the commercials. I got 21 seconds remaining of these ads.
We'll pause it for the commercials.
We should just put
your Cash App on here so people can give you little.
I do it to support my people, but since you said that, if anyone's watching,
since you brought it up,
since she approved it, that is the Cash App right there. All right, I'm back.
Help a brother out.
Here we go. 3, 2, and 1.
God, and then Kevin Nash made it like now looking back at this, Kevin Nash made it worse because he's like,
this is where the big boys play.
Huh? Look at the adjective play. We ain't come here to play, and they totally skipped that because remember, LA Knight sunned him on saying that quote earlier this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, play is not an adjective. Play is a verb, dummy. Yeah. Poor big man. He tried his hardest.
That's always a good feeling when you don't know whether it's real or scripted.
Of course. That's what made it interesting. That's what made it fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he the sweet.
Expecting unexpected.
Yo, this slam. Look at this bump Eric takes. Look at this shit. He fell on his fucking head.
He took many bumps. This bump, I'll never forget the slam back in 2003 on Raw. Getting beat up by Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know he had all his teeth missing like that either.
Who?
Eric. Eric got like half of this is gone. His dentures that's up there.
You're stealing. That's not the way to do business, Vince.
No.
That's what
You can't do that.
You can't do that. Well, pause. Sorry, one more minute. Pause. But you can't do that in business. You can't steal. Meanwhile, you stole every single territory and superstar in the eight. Like, what's happening here?
Hold on. To be fair,
wait, we're pausing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're pausing.
Yeah.
So to be fair.
Okay, let's hear this.
Poaching and stealing is two different things.
Oh, okay.
But
in this particular case, poaching and stealing is two different things. Now, the problem with this is when he did these things, these people already had their stuff established. Like AWA didn't make the Giant. Like Andre the Giant was already Andre the Giant. So it's pretty much just kind of like, honey, if you work where you work and someone else came to you and was like, hey, I want you to come work for me and I'm offering this to you. And it's like, okay, bet. He's offering more money. He's offering more stability. I can choose how long I want to work. It's like, what decision are you going to make?
the one that's comfortable for me.
So am I stealing from you or am I giving you an opportunity? So that's poaching.
I would say that's kind of semi-tampering.
Yes.
Especially if
it is
with the previous job. Like, you know what I mean?
That's on you to decide to break it. So again, it's still not great. Don't get me wrong. We're not painting this as a good guy. But if, let's say for instance, honey, you create like your husband's whole persona for him in doing content, and he's under your company, and then leaves, and everything you created, logo, name, all of this stuff that you have that you're making money off of, the competition now has that and is using everything you created, everything you've made, and now making money off of it. Is that not stealing from you?
That's stealing, yes.
And that's what WCW was doing. Because he did make these characters. He did create Razor Ramon. He created Diesel.
I disagree.
Was he Razor Ramon before he got to WWE?
Well, yes. So he wasn't. But here's the thing. He wasn't. Well, then this is where the contracts, all that stuff come into. But I feel like once you leave the company and that character is part of you, you can still go to another company unless you trademark the character, which WWE has been doing probably since that period of time.
Yes.
So, you know, it's kind of I see what you're saying with that, but it's not like say for instance, Razor Ramon never went back to WWE, and say in that era they decided to trademark Razor Ramon, right? How are they going to make money? Well, through merch. But eventually the merch is going to die out, meaning that, you know, after, you know, a decade or so, there's going to be people who don't necessarily remember who he is. So how by trademarking that person, it doesn't really like make any sense. What Vince should do, which, you know, might be too late now. You make money, you make a percentage off that person's likeness. So they can go wherever they want, but as long as they stay Razor Ramon or whoever, somebody that Vince created, you now take a 10%.
Well, that's what they do it now. And a lot of people like when they leave to keep yourself. But even to a point, you wouldn't necessarily do this, but it also, keep in mind, it's kind of like James Bond. I could recast someone to be Razor. Doink. Doink is prime example. We recast Doink 3 times. The dude that originally played Doink did not end playing Doink. So I can repackage that and rebrand that and put somebody else as that. Hell, he did it with The Undertaker when we had fake Undertaker.
Oh my God.
And even my other conspiracy theory, I don't think that's the original Kane. that's a whole different story. But I have a whole theory that is not the original Kane. The person that played the original Kane died in an accident at WWE, and they replaced him with the one we know now. Again, that's a whole episode, but I have a whole theory on that.
I am gagged.
That's not the real Kane. That is a secondary Kane.
Glenn Jacobs, he was a whole dentist.
Yes,
and they talked about the creation of the costume and everything, and all the suggestions they gave him. They said it in his documentary.
Yes, and as we know, who wrote that? Who wrote that for him to say?
He said there's the African parable. It's the hunters are the ones who tell the story versus the ones who get killed. So,
so I'm just again, it's a theory. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not far-fetched, but I have a very solid feeling. I'm like, bro, I remember looking at Kane and I'm like, yo, that is not Glenn Jacobs when it first started. Well, like I see the transition when it happened.
I also have a solid feeling that your hair is now popping, so you indeed, sir, are ready for the streets in less than 30 minutes. So let's get you ready for the streets as we play.
I got time. Where y'all at? I'm at 25:34.
27:50. Oh, 25:28.
Oh shit.
25:29.
25:38.
Oh, I think you're saying you're where. All right, here we go.
Oh, yeah, that's how much I have left.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I have 25:24 remaining.
Okay. I'm a little.
Here you go.
Okay. I'll pause that. I'll unpause after y'all do. I'll wait a couple of seconds on my
2 and go.
Okay.
Not a little schoolgirl, Bischoff. Not a little schoolgirl. Bischoff, yo.
Bischoff don't care.
Bischoff is smug, but I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm.
As he should, though, because he really did do his thing.
Yeah. He was young. He was hip. He knew how to work TV. Like a whiny little schoolgirl, he said.
Mm-hmm.
Big bad billionaire Ted is gonna run us out of business. See?
I don't think that's what his philosophy was.
He did the same thing in the 80s. It was okay when he did it, but when it's done to him, I can't stand. I can't.
Not everybody though.
I can't take people like that. Not everybody, but I can't take that. I can't take people like that.
He totally forgot what the fuck he was trying to say. Vince legit forgot what the question was.
Not in some cases though, as a billion, and this is where it draws the line of the blurred lines and stuff. But I understand what he's trying to say though.
Yeah.
It's not coming out as eloquently as he would have probably said it maybe 20 years ago, but I understand what he's saying. I don't want to hurt my competitor. I came to compete. Yeah.
Yeah. Ted said, I want to put them out of business.
Yeah.
Oh, bash at the beach.
You ready for the third member?
Good God. This is my husband's one of my husband's favorite moments ever, because he was diehard Hogan. So when he was a kid, he used to watch with his grandma and everything. But when Hogan turned heel, he loved it even more. He was like, "Oh my god!"
It was like I didn't know what happened. Like, what's going on?
At first, yeah.
Yeah.
But when the heel turn happened, it was like when Roman finally showed up with Paul Heyman by his side, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is the Roman I've been waiting for years." And a lot of people were looking for this Hogan for a minute. Like, this is what a lot of people wanted Cena to do.
It was like, what?
Yep.
Damn, and threw him out the ring.
Threw him out the ring.
You see the crowd rising when that man walks in.
Not going. Like,
He looked great here too. Hogan looked great here.
He just played it off.
Everybody going crazy, and then boom, boom, done. What's he doing? The third man. He's the third man. He dropped on Savage like twice. What a moment.
He said, career of a lifetime. He's right.
You can't do that. You can't turn Hulk Hogan bad.
But he did.
Hogan was shitting himself before making his decision. It was supposed to be Sting.
Yeah.
People
One,
garbage.
2, 3.
Nah, I'm glad it wasn't Sting though. This was supposed to happen.
This was the move, yeah.
This was better. This was better.
This was way better.
He's the ultimate baby face. He was the ultimate baby face. And then now you got him like this. Yeah, it was either going to be hit or miss.
Garbage.
Is there such thing as too much heat though, Cody?
I'm sorry. I still think Dominic got the greatest heat, like ever.
I would compete Dominic with 90s Shawn as far as heat.
Shawn got to talk though. Shawn got to talk.
Even into
Dominic, you don't get to talk at all.
Dominic don't even get to talk.
He probably literally gets for the 2 sentences they put out for him. He probably literally gets maybe four words.
Like, I've never seen this dude cut a full promo yet.
Makes his job easy.
Even Hunter was like, "Yo, I thought they filled that in. I didn't know it was this loud." I'm like, bro.
Yeah. I saw a picture they showed a picture of the little Dom on the internet. I saw a little picture of little Dom with Vince, and they said, "Here's the most hated man in the WWE," and Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Yo, look at all that shit in the ring, man.
Yeah.
That's heat right there.
That's
dollar signs right there. Cha-ching, cha-ching,
Yeah.
cha-ching. We want to see what Hogan's going to do next week as a heel. Look at that. The most hair we've ever seen on Hogan's head in the 80s. Oh, I hear somebody's sound. I don't want us to get cut off or flagged. I get goosebumps when I hear this. This is the new world order of wrestling, brother. What a moment. My family and I were like jaw dropped when this shit happened.
Certain times where the human being gets hurt.
Of course it was personal. That was your biggest star.
There's the last time we saw Vince as a human.
Yeah, that was the last time right there.
Hulk Hogan broke his heart and it was a wrap.
This was like never again.
Never again. I
think
shall
the
feel no more.
The only other time I seen Vince be vulnerable, like I said recently, was when he cried about Andre.
He was special.
My husband wants so bad. Like if he ever meets Hogan, he wants to take our big gold belt and have him spray paint it. That would be the signature.
Hell yeah.
Be lit. My dad lives in Florida now because he retired. He went by Hogan's store to see if he was there. I'm like, you might catch him on a good day. He's always there.
Look at you.
Look at all those men in the ring. Look like AEW.
Yeah.
It ain't even no battle royal.
Nope. Just a whole bunch of people out there.
83 weeks, 83 weeks, 83 weeks, 83 weeks. Yo, Bischoff.
Damn. And where's Brett in all of this?
Hush you.
It's coming.
Bro.
Woo. Some of the signs they had on WWE.
They were mocking them. Look at those signs that they had. People were obnoxious with this shit.
Bischoff for president.
Hey, McMahon, bite me. Wow, Paul White, aka Big Show. That's when it started getting oversaturated. When they started putting all these stupid like new members and shit and making everybody part of the NW, and then you had the red and black, and then
when Eric joined, that's when it was like, okay, this is gonna go downhill.
This is dumb.
This is too much. Yeah, this is too much.
Yeah.
And that was the one thing you never saw Vince do. Like as much as it was about Vince found a perfect balance of his character being in here, but still elevating everybody.
Well, can we pause for a second? Because I got a comment for that. Vince technically did do it a little better than Eric Bischoff. Because if you remember when there was a certain situation where Stone Cold and The Rock had to team up against The Undertaker and the Ministry, and finding out who this higher power was, and it's me. It was me all along. Like that was the ultimate rib. That was the ultimate shit on. Like, oh, you think you could do it? I could do it. One up. Because now
that's what I'm saying. He did it better. He just did it better.
And for it to be Undertaker was even crazier because it's like, yeah, it makes sense. Who's the only one that has ever been on Vince's side and never left? Of course. Yeah. Of course. Duh, he is the higher power. And then like that, I remember that moment. I'm like, yo, whoever takes off that hood, you thinking it's another wrestler. You're thinking it's somebody else. You were not expecting it to be Vince.
Was not expecting it to be Vince. As soon as he went, it was me. I was like, you got to Vince hung your girl up on a cross.
And you see people in the crowd like, all right, you got that.
That was great. Bravo, sir. Bravo.
Well done. Well played. But yeah, so technically you did kind of do one better than Bischoff. After
you came back to school that next day, like, did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Yo.
Absolutely. Listen, I also used to be the kid in wrestling where if we had like a pizza party or the end of the school year party, I would bring all my wrestling volume CDs.
Oh my god!
And nobody would really want to play it except for kids that actually watched wrestling. I was a nerdy girl.
Nah, you'd have had all of us out there. We'd have been doing the moves and everything. They'd have walked out. Are they fighting? Like, nah, they look. Somebody just stunned the other kid. You know what they doing? They doing a little wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
But okay. Play Shawn Michael music real quick. Like, oh, Sean's coming out of it. One of your friends just starts super kicking every time.
I used to do this thing with some of my elementary school friends and it wasn't really so much a lot of the girls because obviously it was the boys that were into the wrestling. I was like one out of like 2 or 3 girls that were into the wrestling. We would try to mimic each superstar's signature and try to like redo it on our notebooks or our binders and shit. Like we were weird. It was such a fun time. But yeah,
it was great to be a fan, man. Yeah, it was special.
It was.
It was the era.
Wait.
We're pausing for a cry break.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
a little
yeah.
reminiscent. But I had every
The good
single
old
thought,
times.
man. If you can't reiterate the words of Jeff Jarrett's "With My Baby Tonight," we can't be friends. We can't be friends. If you can't sing that song word for word, we can't be friends.
Same thing with Road Dogg. If you don't know Road Dogg's intro,
yes,
it's a wrap.
I don't trust you like that. I just don't trust you.
You can't be
not trust.
You can't.
I can't trust you.
Yeah.
You ask me shit like, it's not real, right? I'm punching you in the face.
Oh, yeah. And there's violence. Okay.
I'm getting not punching you in the face. Maybe I'll get the chancla.
All right, I'm at 15-16. El remaining.
15-46. I'm a little behind.
15-16.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1.
Talent auditions. I didn't know until I saw the documentary, the A&E on Eric Bischoff, that Bischoff actually auditioned for Vince first.
Yeah,
before
that I did not know. I did not know about this.
See, and that makes you think. Like now, Eric Bischoff went on to WCW and figured that he could compete with Vince and be like, you know what? You don't want to hire me? I'm gonna one up your business for 83.
But imagine if he had hired him though.
This would be a different WWE.
Yeah, everything would be different.
It would still be so different.
There's so many things. There's so many layers to this documentary. That's like if something like in a Thanos snap multiverse, Dusty's Hogan. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and that's what makes this cool as far as the business. But as far as getting to know the person, it's not.
You know what I used to think, especially when Brett would look like that. I always thought that him and Jason David Frank were somewhat related. Rest in peace, the GOAT, the Green Ranger.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
they always had this. They had the same hair, especially when Tommy wore his hair down and straight. Yeah, you had to keep Brett. The kids were on it, man. The kids knew. I knew.
Wow, no, you hearing this? He didn't need to keep Brett.
He didn't, but he did.
No, but he's saying that was the biggest mistake he made. He didn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he just said.
Well,
it was a bad business move to keep Brett. Wow.
I think he was full of shit there. I don't know if that was true. I don't know if that's actually true. I don't believe that for a second. He might not have had like a long reign, or he might not have been as charismatic, quote unquote, as people say, but he had something. He had the kids. Mm-hmm. He could have had that. He could have had that like John Cena level if he did have that longevity.
Right. But I think he was thinking more money wise. I don't think it was more characterized as the money long term.
And I think too, timing.
When he had the belt,
but timing as well.
It wasn't really hitting.
Yeah,
and but also too, like to the point. That's why I say I'm being cautious of how I talk about him, because I know that's your guy.
Ooh, we're getting.
But also, there's a time kids were going out, and we move into teens, and we move into those young adults. So it was like a dying audience at that time that needed to shift.
Mm. We're getting to the nitty gritty now. See, it wasn't
real
thing. He just didn't want to lose to Sean.
Yeah, because yeah, I mean,
like
the way they were taking shots at each other, it was just like
they were really hitting each other in that match. I don't care. Sean was a real dick at the time, straight out.
Oh yeah, he was a-hole. He was a-hole.
Sean was on his Jim Morrison. Sean was on his Jim Morrison shit. He didn't care. He did not care. He was obviously going through a lot of shit too. Like,
he was going through a lot. He did mention like
some demons hitting. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and he did mention. He did mention he had issues with his father too growing up. So that's where Vince kind of played like a colonel or something,
right?
Yeah, like, and Vince had to play like the fatherly type role for him. Oh yes, Sunny Days.
Vince.
Sunny
It was good for
Days.
television. F your feelings.
What I'm saying is it's the characters.
I came close to punching Sean a few times. Sunny days, my friend. Shade. Like, one more pause.
That was the time, though.
Another pause. I'm sorry.
We're pausing.
Okay.
I got
We're pausing?
I got 11:25, but
I'm at 10:54.
this is what makes Sean a real dick, because you went below the belt. You brought family into it, and you like it's this is your marriage. Like you outed out this man cheating on his wife in the public eye on live television. Like, damn, Sean.
Allegedly.
But again, though, this the character. I'm talking to Bret Hart, the character. You want to make this a real deal thing. All right, cool.
Right. But I
still knew what he was doing.
Yes.
Yeah, not saying he ain't big. He's a dick for it.
Right. It's like, yes, it's a character, but say for instance Brett's wife was already feeling some type of way, like, you know, she had the spidey senses. Now Sean
They're
just
already
confirmed
going through that
it.
shit. Yeah.
Right. Just blew it up. Like so
I mean, but
on TV talking about it?
This other man confirmed it, but meanwhile, you couldn't tell me to my face that this was going
so
on.
so wait a minute. So y'all saying Brett did that? Is what you saying?
Brett did
y'all saying Brett stepped out on his wife?
He did.
So that's hold on. Has he confirmed that?
Has he confirmed
Keep watching. And he yeah. It was common knowledge even then.
Okay.
Sonny got around. We know.
Oh yes, she did.
And
but I thought she smashed Sean. I remember her saying that her and Brett were together. But I've never heard her confirm that she was with Brett.
Well, with and smashing, two different things.
No, I'm talking about any of that, like any interaction like that. I've not heard her say that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying nobody's wrong. I was like, I've never heard her say that.
Well,
and you the Brett, like I said, you the Brett expert, so that's why I'm asking. Like,
Brett's face when he said it, that's guilt written all over it. Please. And he does admit it.
Hold on, I gotta see this. Okay.
All right. Well, here we go.
All right, 10 minutes left.
Meanwhile, Vince is like, "Oh, this is good TV. Good." What a dick.
I mean, you saw what happened with Matt Nance. That was great.
They
them into superstars.
I will say that was wild. That was wild.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1.
What we at, like 10 something left?
I'm at 10 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, 10:54 for me.
10:37. Look at Sean, bro. Right. Now you run NXT. Look at you. That's how you get loyalty, man. That's how you pay it back.
I mean, Triple H was loyal too, and now he runs the whole shit.
Yep.
Yo, like imagine having that much heat. You get a drink thrown on you, and you're just like, Sean, man. I loved this Sean, though. I did. I really did.
And then I thinking for a second, what was thrown at you?
It was like a soda or something.
Beer or something.
He didn't.
But it could have been anything.
He didn't give a shit what it was.
Yeah, see, I couldn't have thought like that. What the fuck just thrown at me?
He knew about Randy Richter, so he didn't trust it. I need to watch this match. I've watched this match so many times, but I really want to watch this match just to keep looking at Brett and how he looks at Sean the whole time. Like, I don't trust you for shit, dog. I couldn't trust you as far as I could throw you. These guys beat each other's ass that night.
Oh wow. He corrects him for him to screw him. Damn.
Like, you should have just let him fuck up.
Yeah.
No, because he could have got hurt.
Well, You're right. But I'm just saying, like,
so again, but that's just him instinctual though. Like,
yeah. Ring the fucking bell.
Oh God.
No tap.
Nothing.
yo, look, watch Earl Hebner. He out. He was out.
Gone.
That man was gone.
They say he left the building. He didn't go.
Yeah, no, he dipped. He like dipped. That man had his bag ready, everything. He headed straight out.
He's like, I'm not fucking dealing with these repercussions. This ain't my fault. I'm not gonna get in trouble.
I did what I was told.
Right.
That man got on the plane and left.
I think he had death threats for a while too.
No, he did. No, like a whole bunch of people wanted to kick his ass. Because I remember 2 people were betting on this stuff as well.
Loogie right in the eye, bro.
Woo!
He said my first thought was, how did he do that?
It's like, yeah, that lets you know you had this coming.
One time when I saw that moment when he spit in his face, I looked over at my dad. I said, "Dad, what's happening? Like, is this like legit or was this supposed to happen?
Is this scripted?"
Right.
Right. So this all happened, yeah.
And look at Owen in his ear. I can only imagine the things they were saying. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in this dressing room, dog. And I remember in Taker's version, he said he went back there. He was like, I was ready to be back there just in case if shit was going to go down, because he knew Brett wanted to kill Sean or Vince or whoever. But see, you can't say Brett wasn't a workhorse. He might not have been the guy or the right guy, but he was a fucking workhorse.
Oh, here
no one said he wasn't.
Every time. You can't say he ever had a bad match either.
Never said any of that.
You said he's mid. You said he's mid. You said everything about him mid.
Yes. I'm sorry.
You were talking about him overall.
Yeah, overall.
God is my fucking witness. I had no idea. Sean.
That's what they all say.
At least shout out to Vince for like taking the whole.
He went right to the locker room because he knew. And he took that shit on the chin. His ass wobbling in the back. Just remember someday, Hunter, what goes around comes around.
Thanks for joining us.
I've been looking at her like, hey, yo, man, go talk to your husband. Don't talk to me about this, yo. Like,
right.
Don't be throwing that God stuff at me. Like, yo, I know my God. All right, don't be trying to hit me with no goes around comes around. You talk to your husband about this thing.
At least Vince copped to the taking one to the chin.
That's some real shit though, right there. Like, look, I already know. Like, I could have just stayed in my office and let that shit happen. But like, no, you roll with me for a while. You deserve to get your shot in.
Triple H left the room because he didn't want to watch Vince get punched
in the face.
Right in the temple.
Knocked him the fuck out.
Gave him a black eye.
Brad said that's bullshit. Look.
Oh man.
Maybe an uppercut. Bop. I could see it too. Out cold like a starfish. Drilled him. He meant that shit. I hit him as hard as I could.
Yeah, he hobbling out.
Look.
Like, what the fuck happened?
No, he knew what happened. Look at his eye.
He said a pretty good concussion. Oh my gosh.
You get hit by a professional technical wrestler willingly who's looking to hurt you. Like, yo, you best believe you're gonna get knocked out. I would
wait. He doesn't regret, or he does regret.
He say he doesn't.
He doesn't. To this day,
No,
he
he said he
doesn't.
doesn't.
He even said it in the interview after that. I didn't screw Brett. Brett screwed Brett. I have no sympathy whatsoever.
My goodness. Yo.
He
Yeah, this is
don't
Vince
give
the
two
character for
shits.
real, all day, every day.
We gonna wait till it's finished. We gonna wait till it's finished.
We got time. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I'm so glad we finally got to this episode, because this is where it's like, all right, yeah, give us the goods. I mean, we know this story, but exactly, the birth of Mr. McMahon. Now we get to see the real Mr. McMahon. Like, this ain't Vince the booker, or Vince the commentator, or Vince the businessman. This is Mr. McMahon, the character, the evil genius.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's it? I thought there was another 5 minutes to go.
That's it.
All right, y'all. For you who are watching us, you could check out the link. We're going to do the post show, so you can stay along with us. Give us like 30 seconds, and we'll hop back on. If I can find the outro. Here we go. We'll see y'all in 1 minute.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WWT.